3, 2, 1, and I'm live on Instagram, and now I'm live on Facebook. Hi guys, welcome to a really tender, gentle full moon lunar eclipse video from myself. I'm 24 hours into a fast and my filter is completely gone. It feels really great for channeling. At the same time, I was in two minds as to whether or not I come on and do this tonight. So what I want to start with is just some PSAs. I did a part 1 in my stories, and then I've been distracted the last couple of days with some things, personal things. So let's just go over that. Part 1 of that was, please don't watch that coronation that they're going to be broadcasting. This is a very, very potent time and portal of energy. Hi Sarah, thank you for joining. We shouldn't be watching the coronation because it is a binding agreement that is being upheld energetically. There's a lot more to go into it. However, if I dive into it, you're going to think that I am like gone off the rails. There's so much more to this agenda. Hey Cassandra, nice of you to join, sister. It's been forever. Mwah. So good to see you, babe. My goodness, how have you been? I just had major flashbacks, babe. Yeah, amen. So stay away from the coronation. Don't watch the coronation, okay? They're pledging allegiance to one man under the crown. This is different for all of those in America who are like, oh, but we pray and we pledge allegiance each day to the flag. That's different. You're pledging allegiance to a country. You're not pledging allegiance to one individual person. There's also Sarah Ashley Astrology on my Instagram here, and Sarah Ashley on Facebook. Shared a link with me the other day about how there are pieces of the original cross in this new replica, like this new token, and I'm looking at it as a ritualistic token, yeah, that is going to be at this man's coronation. So it's very, very ritualistic, and I personally feel for this Scorpio eclipse, the energies alone in what I was feeling in the lead up to it. It's that energy where you don't want to be entangling yourself or binding yourself with anybody else. You know, like even me doing this live tonight, I was like, part of me is like, we're still in this vortex of energy between the solar eclipse that happened on the new moon in Aries, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:13, I've brought it up here, or 1:14 a.m. here in Australia is when the eclipse begins. Now, the full flower moon will reach its apex at 3:34 a.m. here in Australia, and the peak of the eclipse is at 3:22. So, you know, 11 minutes beforehand. Yeah, so that's how culminative this energy is, and that's why I kind of want to keep this a very brief live for you all. You know, the second thing was about fasting. I'm fasting for 4 to 5 days because gut parasites breed on the full moon. So for years I've been feeling like that I'm ravenous on the full moon for grounding purposes, whereas I've made a new connection recently, hi if you're watching, thank you so much, who informed me that the parasites actually breed on the full moon, so that makes us want to eat more and more. So I want to do a proper parasite gut cleanse, but I also was like, I want to do a fast anyway. So I'm fasting right now. I'm just over a whole day in, and you know, I'm really excited about this because I've never done 4 to 5 days before. You can follow me on my other account, Amanda_Dart777. I'm doing like this fucking no filter. I haven't had a filter for the last few hours. My filter completely evaporated at the 22-hour mark. So this is like just everything coming at you, and this is just me with, you know, me being me. So yeah, if you want to follow the journey uncensored and all the goofball moments, because there's already been a couple, that's over on my other account. So back to the astrology, the eclipse, this portal, the PSAs, okay? For the time of the energy, you know, it's not a portal. This 555 portal, we're in a 7 universal year, and we're in a 5/5. It's the 5th of May. Yes, I personally, you know, I'm not really big on the numerological you know, made up portals. I'm more interested in the portals of astrology, you know, created by the yods and the grand trines and the grand, and you know, like at the moment we're going to be seeing beautiful trine energy from the moon over to what was it? I've lost it. See, this is what the fast does. We're seeing the moon at 14 degrees and 58 minutes. Okay, so that's going to be trining over and in opposition, of course, to the sun. But I'm just looking at the chart here, and it's going to be trining over to Saturn very loosely, right? Because it's 14 degrees. Now, we're also, there's Black Moon Lilith and Mars action. Mars is on top of Black Moon Lilith in Cancer. Creative Souls just said beautiful vulnerability. Thanks, babe. Yeah, it feels really raw to be up here when I'm like I've never shown up like this when I've been in a fast before, so I do feel quite fucking naked, if I'm going to be real with you. Yeah, so please, I'll do my best to maintain my train of thought with the channel here. So Mars being on top of Black Moon Lilith in Cancer as well. This is very, very edgy, itchy energies, right? Hi, Fortune Cookies. Thank you for being here. And so that's that edginess energy that we're feeling between the South Node in Scorpio and the Mars in Cancer and Black Moon Lilith in Cancer. Okay, now also I want to mention, like, with this energies of Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, as well as we also have Mercury retrograding at the moment and coming into a Cazimi, so it's retrograding back onto the sun. Now, this is a really important time for you to be with yourself anyway, yeah? And be in observation mode, because Pluto is retrograding now, so it's really pushing you into, like, reanalyzing where you were at the end of Pluto leaving. Yeah, I want to say the 23rd of March is coming to mind. They're showing me the 23rd of March. Thank you so much. She said, Fortune Cookies says you look amazing. I'm loving the energy. Had to click the video. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to have you here. Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot going on right now, and with this portal energy, yes, some people like to believe in the numerological portals. That's cool. That's not my jam. Yeah. So, anyways, the moods and everything that we've been feeling, I felt like I was through the eclipse portal by Monday. Like, I'd gone through like a dark night of the soul energy where there was this complete obliteration of any identification. And I feel that was from my very masculine side of me. I feel like my inner masculine has been going through an identity crisis for probably the last 6 months. And that's at all varying different ages of myself, you know, shamanically journeying with whichever aspects want to come forward. And I feel that's what this moon is going to be asking of everybody, and this eclipse is going to be asking of everybody, as like, where is your sovereign original self, your truth? Your original self was the message that came through probably 4 or 5 days ago. It was on Sunday, that's when it was. Yeah, on Sunday, it came through about returning to your original self and your truest version. You know, so with Pluto retrograding as well, I do want to touch on this, okay? Because what I've noticed collectively in the energies and for myself as well is that now that we're sort of like 3 years after this whole pandemic bullshit, right? It's like we're a little bit like, okay, cool, well, things have kind of gone back to quote unquote normal, but there's no such fucking thing as normal, right? And now we're in this Pluto and Aquarius energy, and it's like, you know what, everything that I've been working hard on for the last 3 years, is it really what I want to be doing? Is it really, you know, where I want to be in my life? Yeah, so this eclipse energy, and also please keep in mind as well that we are seeing Venus at 27 degrees of Gemini. Now this is on the fixed stars Polaris and Betelgeuse, okay? Yes, I was rapt when I found out there was a fixed star called Betelgeuse, because it was one of my most favorite fucking movies as a kid growing up. So this Betelgeuse fixed star and Polaris fixed star, they're really fucking volatile energies. You know, I think one of the key phrases for Betelgeuse is calamity. you know. Somebody's laughing their ass off on Instagram, so I'm hoping everybody is enjoying the show. You know, so with Venus conjuncting Polaris and Betelgeuse at the same time, you know, as making square aspects over to the moon here, it's really like, I want to say loose square, by the way, because it's 14 degrees and 27 degrees. You know, I'm really strict, I guess, on the orbs of conjunction and the orbs of aspect I like to use with my astrology. You know, some people blow it out to 10 degrees and it's like, nah, not for me. So, yeah, I've just lost Facebook, which is a shame. So hopefully it's going to come back. However, that really distracted me. Sorry, it just took the channel completely away. Oh yeah, Venus being on Betelgeuse and Polaris. So basically, if you've been umming and ahhing about certain relationships, certain connections as well, I feel that this full moon flower, and I'm back, beautiful. For those of you on Facebook, if it drops out again, yeah, jump over onto Instagram, onto Alchemy with Amanda, or one word, _official. That's where I'm live, okay, on the other one. I have linked it on my profile if you lose me again, okay? All right, so I was just going back over the Venus conjunct Polaris and Betelgeuse fixed star. This is giving me that sort of like, I'm hearing that old song, like If You Don't Know Me By Now, but also there was another song that came through last night when this came into my awareness. And I was just like, yeah, it's kind of like you're, like the mask is going to slip from some people that are in your connection zone, like people who you're wanting to connect with, people who you're in relationship with. That's potentially what's going to happen with this eclipse, like especially with Venus being on Polaris and Betelgeuse alone, you know, and then you add the eclipse energy and the full moon energy on top of that. So just pardon me a moment, I'm just having some cucumber water. Just to help keep me energized, I guess, during the fast. Yeah, so, you know, I'm going to be touching on as well, guys, the way I do my astrology is like very intuitive, and I read from the chart of wherever I'm drawn to, you know. So if I'm not touching on the moon and not touching on the sun so much as other different places, there's reason for that, yeah. That's just the way that I roll with my astrology. It's like whoever's present on the calls, like on the lives with me, thank you so much. We have 4 people on Facebook and we have 6 people on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Yeah, so just energetically and things that I was feeling up into this first, into this eclipse portal between the new moon in Aries solar eclipse and then this eclipse. And as I was mentioning about the Pluto retrograding, it's like, am I really wanting to keep moving forward on what I was doing for the last 3 years? And I look at it for me personally, okay? I had started my YouTube channel, my first YouTube channel. I have 2, in 2019. It was just not long after Uranus had gone into Taurus, okay? Yeah, maybe a year inwards. So yeah, I think it was 2019. The start of 2019 was when I started my first YouTube channel. Yeah, and then I had Instagram going, I had Facebook going, but I never did a fucking live ever, you know, and ever until the pandemic started. Yeah, and if it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't know if I would have ever done a live, you know. And I love it now. It's all great and all good and well. However, as you've probably noticed, especially with my family on Instagram, like, thank you all so much for loving me and being here and like journeying with me through all of my fucking changes, because I'm evolving every other week or every other month and deepening into myself. For those of you on Facebook, I have so many of you from all over the world that, and I've hardly ever gone live here, so just thank you so much for being here and checking out my live. Fortune Cookies says, yes, me too. I feel like since March 7th, my birthday, that's when Saturn ingressed into Pisces as well, Fortune Cookies. It's the Saturn return for me, yeah, for real. I got my reevaluating myself and wanting to tap more into dark sexual energy and be alone and face myself. Yeah, exactly. And like, that's the thing as well, like this Scorpionic underground energy is very much like the underworld. And to me, Pluto and Scorpio are the shamans of the zodiac. Like, you know, the transit of Pluto alone indicates that, with the fact that it doesn't go on the horizontal plane like everybody else. It's on its own axis. And, you know, it's exalted in Leo, up in the divine realms, and comes back down into the underworld, and then, you know, transits again. Yeah, so it's on its own path as well. Yeah, and that's what it is to be a shaman. We follow the energies and the currents of what is present with us. And, you know, for those of you on Facebook, I'm not sure if Ryan is on Instagram, or if we're connected on Instagram. I don't think we are. However, I was chatting in DMs. I had a beautiful brother come through and message me about doing a potential collab for this full moon eclipse, you know, and we were sharing like briefly about like what's going on with the energy and everything like that. Like, I was sharing with him what I was feeling, and, you know, it's like we felt into whether or not to do it as well. And because it's like not a you are here, Ryan. Yes. He's like, guess where my Pluto is? In Scorpio? Yeah, I have Pluto in Libra. You're younger than me though. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, at the moment I have my progressed Sun and Venus smack bang on top of one another in Scorpio. So I'm Scorpio through and through, and I was born with both Jupiter on top of my Cupido. Yeah, and you're a Scorpio midheaven as well. Amazing. That's brilliant. That's so cool, Ryan, for real. And I was born with, yeah, Jupiter on top of Cupido in Scorpio at 8 degrees, and then my Mars is at 27 degrees of Scorpio. So I was already very fucking intense person as it is. And now I've got all this other progressed Scorpio energy compounding. I just feel like, yeah, I'm intense, but I'm also a big fucking goofball when you get to know me. Future Cookies just said, I'm post to helping people. I'm steady going through the Saturn return, Lord. I ain't feeling it. Yeah. The Saturn return, it depends on how your life is accumulated up until this point as to how brutal or how beneficial Saturn returns are, in my personal opinion. Some Saturn returns can be such a beautiful confirmation for people. Other people might experience a Saturn return as a complete and utter fucking tower moment, and that's because it needs to get you realigned. Yeah? So, and the same sort of thing is happening with this Pluto retrograding in Aquarius, okay? We are going to be seeing it ingressing back into Capricorn in June. Now, when this happens, we're going to feel that shift quite dramatically, because we're going from fixed air back into cardinal Earth. Yeah? So, and you have your North Node in Scorpio, Fortune Cookie said, Aima. So you're having your inverse as well. That's intense as well, and very difficult to give a generalized read on. Just FYI. Yeah, so when we see Pluto retrograding, will be returning to Capricorn in June, okay? Then it's not going to be until the 11th of October we see it hit that 27th degree mark, which is, you know, back into the 1700s, back into the birthday of the United States, you know, and this will be the third time, I believe, or fourth. They're telling me the third time that we will see Pluto cross this 27 degree mark in Capricorn, because Pluto will only retrograde like 3 or 4 degrees at a time, you know, and then go direct for 5 degrees, for example, and then retrograde again for 3 or 4 degrees. So, you know, it's really like whitewashing over and over and over certain degrees. So with us seeing this return to Capricorn for the final time, like, you got to look at the last 2 to 3 years specifically, okay? Because of the financial stuff that Pluto in Capricorn makes you look at. How are you set up in your life and things like that? So this eclipse, okay, let's get back to the eclipse, because I don't want to run out of energy and just fade on you all of a sudden and be like, I've got to go because this fast is kicking my ass. So the eclipse, all right? I want you guys to stay in your own energy. Yeah, journal, write, spend time out in nature, drink plenty of water. Like, for me, I love cucumber water anyway. I'm drinking it with the fast just to keep my energy up. But cucumber water is extra hydrating and really easier for the body to absorb the nutrients too. So get onto the waters, extra water, but also earthing and grounding yourselves, okay? Because the eclipse energies is quite intense, and it's going to be culminating within 10 to 12 minutes of the full moon, you know? So it's going to happen just before the full moon culminates. So I've just lost Facebook again, so hopefully that comes back, because that's on Wi-Fi, and my Instagram is on my yay, you're back. Woohoo! You guys are on Wi-Fi, so I'm so glad it keeps coming back for you. Yeah, so let's move on. I feel like 14 degrees. Let me just have a, like, does anybody have any questions? Like, throw some questions. I got 7 people now on Instagram. Hi, welcome, thank you for joining. And 3 people on Facebook. Awesome. You can ask me general questions, but like, unless I've got your chart in my face, there's really no point in me asking about personal stuff like that. All right, I think we're gonna lose Facebook soon, so Facebook, reconnect, and then we'll do some cards, I feel. And I'm just gonna check in and see if there's anything else that I've forgotten. Okay, so yeah, spend the day in your own energy. If you have to go to church or anything like that, you know, and if you have to pray to Mecca, yeah, I know, Shelly, I'm over on Instagram as well. You guys are on Wi-Fi. Yeah, and my phone is on phone data. That's why this one keeps breaking up, because I'm in the backyard underneath a very big tree. So I think we're going to lose Facebook. So what I might do is I might see... Oh, actually I can't, because I'm on both my lives. It's alright. I did tell them to come over here. So hopefully some of them come over and join the rest. The rest of you here on Instagram. That'll be cool, because Facebook's like trying to reconnect. Alright, you're back. Cool. Hopefully you're going to stay. Merlin, help me out, bro. Okay, we're going to hold the transmission, guys, together. So the eclipse, I want you to spend it as much time as you can in yourself. If you have to pray to Mecca, pray to Mecca. But, you know, and if you have to go to church, go to church. But just be wary with what agreements you're binding yourself into. You came over from Facebook. Thank you so much, Labyrinth Energy. Love the name. Yeah, I've been feeling David Bowie connection big time lately. And yeah, so I hope everybody from Facebook comes over. We're going to pull some cards for the eclipse, but everybody who's on this live and everybody who comes across this replay, I want you all to maybe come over to Instagram, guys, just quickly. Like, if you go to my profile, there's a link there and you can jump on to catch the rest. I'm really concerned it's not going to hold for you, that's all. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to shuffle some cards and we'll do some tarot for the eclipse. I'm just going to ground and center, baby, ground and center. Uno mas. Thank you. And can we get a clarifier for each of them, please? Thank you. And for the middle one? Thank you. Oh, you got 2 clarifiers for the center one. And for the last one, another clarifier, please. Thank you so much. All right, beautiful. So I'll look at the underlying energies in a moment. Now, all right, thank you everybody for being here. Now, the other message as well is, it's gonna, for some of you, like I've been seeing online a lot, and with what I went through in the prelude to up until Monday, was you're gonna be really confronted with some very, very heavy shit for yourselves, duh. However, they're telling me that you're not to shy away from it. There's many of you who are subconsciously, unintentionally leaning away, looking the other way, being like, do I really have to look at that shit right now? The answer is yes. I'm sorry, but you do. Okay, like the shadow that is being faced, that you are being faced with right now. Hi Facebook, welcome back. I was just saying, you've got to really look at the shadow that's being confronted to you right now. There's a lot of people leaning away, I'm being told. So you've got to lean in with as much grace as you possibly can. Yeah. Like, cultivate and hold that energy of, you know, I am safe. Create the safety in your nervous system first, yeah? A lot of the people at this time don't need to be doing breath work. If anything, you need to be using your breath to help calm your systems down. The quickest and simplest way to do that is to block your right nostril and breathe in and out through your left nostril, which is your Ida. Okay, and your yin energy, your water energy, your moon energy. Focus on breathing in and out through your left nostril, whilst focusing on your perineum, which is the piece of skin between your anus and your scrotum, or your anus and your vagina, okay? And just focus on that and keep breathing in and out through your left nostril. And this will help calm you down and bring your nervous system into a little bit more of a co-regulated state, okay? So that you can be focused, that you can get it on with whatever it is that you wanted to do. All right, so we've pulled some cards and we've pulled some clarifiers. We've just lost Facebook again, so hopefully they're going to come over. We have the Magician, and this is really beautiful energy as well, because we were speaking about the transformation and the shamanic energy of Pluto and of Scorpio earlier. And this is very much, the Magician is very much grounding down like the foresight of the shaman. The shaman, I can't remember exactly who told me this first, or whether I read it. If it is my shaman brother, I want to say thank you so much if you're watching. But it was he was speaking, or they were speaking online. Maybe I think I was told this in person, or maybe over a message. But the shaman has his headlights on, facing forward. He doesn't look in the rearview mirror. So he's able to see through into the quantum realms, into the future. And that's what we do as shamans. So this creating this here with the Magician energy. You know how to work with the elements, yeah? Or you're learning to understand the elements. And this eclipse is pushing on you even, and this full moon is pushing on you even more to have a look and discover what you do not fully understand, so that when you do ground it down, it will be far more successful. So yeah, you got the Judgment to clarify that. So the Magician and the Judgment card couldn't be any clearer. It's like it's like one of those messages that's so cliche of like, you already know who the fuck you are, it's about time you own it. Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's the message that I'm getting. All right, so next message for this full moon eclipse. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles with the Devil and the Six of Cups. All right, so with those three, the Queen of Pentacles tells me as well, this is about finding that earthly stability in yourself, creating the stability and the nurturing that you need at this time, so that you can do what needs to be done. You're placing your focus where you're meant to, is what they're telling me right now, okay? And the clarifiers for this are the Devil and the Six of Cups. Okay, so this tells me straight away, this is a clearing out. When I read these cards together, it gives me big karmic contract closeouts, because the Devil is what we are bound to by illusion, okay, and the Six of Cups can mean past lives. So this is very much going to be assisting you and supporting you, by the way, because this is Capricorn energy, Saturn energy too, which is also about karma. So this energy is going to, Facebook keeps dropping out. So this energy is telling you that you got to really wrap it up with regards to what you have left undone. And I feel that's why the Queen of Pentacles is here as well, is to give you that grounding, that extra support to know what is worth nurturing and what is not. Yeah. Focusing on the seeds that you want to see harvested, not, you know, planting seeds with whomever and whatever, because you'll be creating new contracts with people. So you've got to be wary and picky with what you start up at this time. And also of what contracts you're intentionally closing out as well. Okay? Yeah, Facebook is on and off. So you've got to be careful of what contracts you're closing out right now. Facebook people have given up. So hopefully they're going to come over. Anyways, the last message, Two of Wands clarified by the Eight of Cups. You know you need to move, but is it an energetic move or is it a vibrational move? Yeah, because in the Two you're deciding, and in the Eight of Cups you're going to wait up to think about it. Yeah, So you need to get very, very clear as what the Queen of, see the Queen of Pentacles, she's just chilling. Yeah? And Spirit's got your back because they already see the truth of who you are. Yeah? Don't deny yourself your future because you don't think you can have it. Step into who it is that you know that you need to become in order to have what you want. Yeah, I'm doing that. I've been doing that the last couple of months. I've also been purging a fuck ton of shadow at the same time and integrating a fuck ton of the shit that I am not happy about myself within myself, you know? I've been confronting all different aspects of myself. That's what you do as shamans. Yeah? You give meaning to what doesn't already pertain to have meaning or seem to have meaning. Yeah? That's a better way of putting it, is that, you know, shamans give meaning to life. Yeah? To what seems ordinary becomes like supernatural under the eyes of the shaman. I really wish that you guys were receiving all of these messages. Underlying energies, just quickly, is the Seven of Pentacles, okay? So please continue forth. Five of Wands, Seven of Pentacles and Five of Wands. All right, straight away, be wary of who you're investing time, energy with the Three of Pentacles and the Justice card there. As I was saying, this is about be wary of who you're beginning to create contracts with, as well as ensuring that you are really discerning on what contracts you are ending finally. All right. It's with yourself as well, guys. It's not just with other people and other parties. It's with aspects of yourself. And it's like an initiation process of growing within yourself, right? That's what this Scorpio moon is helping you do. Yeah, you're going into the underworld to nurture yourself, to find your true self. Who would you have been before the world fucked you up? Yeah? Or as I wrote in a post, like, I am becoming the version of myself before the world got its unkempt claws into me. You know, I was very confident. I was very outgoing. Probably too outgoing. I probably triggered too many people. I know I did. Like, you know, I was very blunt. And me having this fasting experience on this full moon eclipse, it's no mistake that I was guided to do so. Because I have noticed just in this first 24 hours of it, how much I am just speaking and my throat chakra is clearing. There is no filter anymore. And it's making me recall and making me remember, I should say, for every single one of us, men and women, how much of our lives we've been programmed and conditioned to mute our true selves to make other people comfortable. Fuck that shit. You know, like, this is us becoming all of us, and if we're too much, well then go find less. Yeah? Because we're not muting ourselves anymore. Yeah? Did you get that? We're not muting ourselves anymore, Facebook. Yeah? So, I feel to leave it there, because otherwise I'm just going to start ranting. What I do want to do is just quickly read Elias Lonsdale's 15 degrees or 14 degrees. It's 14:58, the moon. Whoa, my phone just dropped. Shit. It's very hot too. Okay. I'm just going to let the Facebook one do whatever it needs to do, guys, because, yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Scorpio. I don't blame you guys for giving up on Facebook. That's completely cool. I hope that, yeah, Fortune doesn't have Instagram. That's okay. 14:15. A woman dressed in black, they are wailing and mourning, is 14, and 15 is a woman with a gold tooth. They're telling me to read 15 for everybody for this moon. What's that? 14:58. So it's almost 15. Alright, I'll read 14. Fine. I'm getting told to read 14. Woman dressed in black, they are wailing a mourning. Darkness, heaviness, sobriety and grimness. Grief for lost worlds. Dramatically cleansing what must be let go. Thank you very much, guides. Very on point. Freeing the spirit. Laboriously and intensively preoccupied with endings and captivated by the past, you are fascinated with the decomposition of things, living deep in the unconscious, inside collective dramas, lost to yourself, thrown into patterns, syndromes, worlds that require drastic measures to transform, a feeling of being cursed, a sensibility of doom, the creation of the worst inside. The long-established, deeply ingrained consciousness of stark limitation, getting under it and destroying it the long, hard way. So that's what I was speaking of. Like, a lot of what I was getting shown was and told was a lot of you were leaning away. There's many of you leaning away from this really fucking uncomfortable aspect of self that you've got to look at. And, you know, this is the identity piece that I was speaking of at the very, very beginning of this live, is that, you know, the masculine's been going through a massive identity crisis for the last few months. So, you know, it's not surprising that we, the feminines, have been doing the same, because we are of both energies, right? And there's something else that came through whilst I was meditating before jumping onto this live. And that was that we need to, as a collective, we need to stop using the phrases of unhealed feminine or unhealed masculine and things like this. There was something about it being diminishing the efforts of either feminine or masculine energies. You know, we are all unhealed and we are all healed simultaneously, you know. So we need to collectively perhaps use a better word of, you know, conscious or unconscious, a shadow aspect maybe, but the whole calling each other unhealed, it just makes you sound like a douche. So whoever's doing that, like, stop it. Because that was what came through in meditation for this live. So there you go. Anyways, I feel to leave it there, guys. I still have a bit of energy. This feels good. Thank you all so much for being here. I really hope you like my style of doing things. Yeah. You know, I always feel into the energies to see if it's required at all. And yeah, I'll show up and do a video when I get told to. So thank you all so much for spending some time with me. Spend the eclipse and the full moon by yourself or in your own energy intentionally. You know, set the intention of what you want to have come of this eclipse. And most importantly as well, excuse me, I'm burping. Most importantly as well though, this is at 14 degrees and 58 minutes and it's the moon. So give it a 6-degree orb either side. Okay, so anywhere up to 20 degrees of Scorpio and anywhere backwards to 7 degrees, you know, 8 degrees of Scorpio. That's the orb that you're looking at if you want to be generous. Yeah. But pay attention most importantly to which house Scorpio is in your natal chart. The house will show you where it's showing up in your life and what is showing up and where. Yeah, where it's going to happen, where the eclipse is going to happen. So for everybody here in Australia, this is in the 8th house of Scorpio, this moon. So this is other people's money, inheritances, recycling, also more underworld stuff, more Pluto stuff with regards to transformational energies. They're showing me the serpent right now. I wanted to get a snake serpent tattoo probably about 2 weeks ago. I saw this picture in my head. You're so welcome, Labyrinth and Centaur Horse Aaron. Lovely of you to join. I'm just wrapping up. So yeah, the serpent energy is massive right now, but also the magic that we are experiencing. Both on Facebook and Instagram, I made an earlier post about what was happening in my dream states. If you haven't already read it, I really highly recommend, because it was like the weather was mimicking my dream state, or my dream state was creating the weather in this reality. And yes, the veil's thin and all of that, but at the same time, there's some very potent shamanic energy happening with this full moon. So I want you to tap into it for yourself. Yeah. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Yeah. Don't, like, for me personally, I don't consume other astrologers' posts and things of that nature on this topic of full moons or new moons, because I don't want to know. I want to experience it in my own energy with how it influences my own natal chart. And if I do read it, I share it 9 times out of 10 anyway, because there's only a couple of people that I pay attention to. So I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, if you like this and you know you want to share it, go ahead. That'd be really cool, especially those on Facebook, because yeah, Facebook is still punishing me from 2020. Hey Erin, yes, you just wrote about that. Oh really? Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm not sure what you're referring to, but thank you so much anyway for dropping that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just reading comments over on Facebook, but I'm not sure if I'm getting them all. That's okay. It keeps cutting out on Facebook. So thank you everyone who stuck by me on Facebook through a really sketchy transmission with the Wi-Fi. It's been raining on and off here too. And Instagram, I love you guys. Thank you always for connecting and being such a support for me whenever I post as well. And yeah, share, like, subscribe if you are interested in having, that's what was the other thing, if you are interested in having a session with me, I'm going to do a 20% off for the eclipse, so DM me after this for the code if you wish to schedule a session. I'm going to do my best, like Facebook's trying to reconnect. It's like this whole time in and out. So they caught most of it though. So yeah, but if you want 20% off of a session, please just DM me on the accounts that you are watching this video on, this movie, this video, this live. My brain is about to drop out, guys. So peace out. I'm gonna go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, DM me if you want a 20% off eclipse special. Okay? So much love, and I'll catch you again soon. Enjoy the eclipse, and yeah, be in your own sovereign energy. All right, love you guys. Peace out. Bye.